Revealed, how a black cleaner's son mastered 9 languages and left a wealthy Arab truly shocked. Malik stood in the middle of the bustling neighborhood, the sounds of laughter and music surrounding him like a warm blanket. Every afternoon, he helped his hard-working mother, a cleaner who put in long hours to keep their small apartment running. He admired her fierce love for education, pushing him to excel despite their economic struggles. Malik knew his passion lay beyond the corner stores and playgrounds. Language was his escape. One day, while assisting their elderly neighbors translate important documents, he stumbled upon the vibrant world of languages. Spanish, French, Arabic, he muttered to himself, feeling the pulse of each word as if it were a beat in his heart. Quickly, he became enamored. He was learning fast. Within months, he had mastered 9 languages. Every phrase opened new doors, each new word amplifying his spirit. Then came Mr. Farouk, a wealthy Arab businessman, who took notice of the spirited boy. With a skepticism fueled by societal stereotypes, he watched from a distance, uncertain of what to make of this young boy who defied the odds. But Malik's talent shined like sunlight, drawing Mr. Farouk in. However, the bright spark of hope began dimming as doubt crept in. Malik's friends questioned him. "Are you sure this is right? He doesn't look out for kids like you." Even his family had their concerns. When Mr. Farouk offered him a summer internship, Malik's heart raced. What if I fail? The weight of doubt sat heavy on his chest and the heartbeat of community support rallies rising in his neighborhood. The voices of his peers echoed. Dreams were vibrant here, but so were fears. As Malik took a step forward, he could feel the warmth of his community behind him, urging him on. Yet, the uncertainty loomed. The night of the gathering arrived, where Malik would present his understanding of languages and cultures to Mr. Farouk. Tension simmered in the air, thick like the hot Chicago summer. His legs trembled, heart thumping in sync with the pulse of the audience. Would they accept him, or would he merely confirm their doubts? Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. Malik took a deep breath, standing tall as he began. He spoke with passion, each word crafted with love, the cadence of a son speaking for his mother, for his neighborhood, and for himself. Laughter erupted, and whispers of disbelief circulated the audience. Faces transformed, drawn in or pulled away. He could feel it, the push and pull of acceptance and doubt intertwining like a dance. As he wrapped up, shaking with emotion, the applause started, but his heart felt like it was teetering on the edge. Their faces, a mix of admiration and skepticism, layered like clouds before the storm. Malik stood ready to reshape perceptions, but would he be met with open arms or closed minds? As the round of applause faded, uncertainty clung to Malik like shadows. Would this be the breakthrough moment or just another hurdle to overcome? As the applause faded into an uneasy silence, Malik felt a million eyes weighing on him. He sought out Mr. Farouk amid the crowd, his heart pounding like a drum. The businessman leaned forward, intent, but his expression was inscrutable. Malik's throat tightened. Had he met their expectations, or had he simply been a momentary spectacle? He stepped back from the podium, his legs shaking beneath him. Amid the genuine claps, whispers arose. "Did you see that? How could someone like him be so articulate?" The comments felt sticky, like honey coating his skin. He wanted to shake them off but instead found himself basking in both praise and doubt. Just then, a familiar voice cut through the murmur. "Malik! You did amazing!" It was Tara, his best friend from the neighborhood. She rushed over, excitement sparkling in her eyes. "Your words were powerful. You were, like, a superstar up there." Her enthusiasm brought a smile to his face, but anxiety still gnawed at him. "Thanks, but I don't know if it was enough," he replied, glancing back at Mr. Farouk, now engaged in conversation with another adult. "Hey, you did what most people wouldn't dare to do. You showed them who you are," Tara insisted, her voice firm. "You have to believe in yourself like we believe in you." With her encouragement wrapping around him, Malik took a deep breath. The crowd was transforming, morphing from skeptical observers into people acknowledging a potential he hadn't even recognized in himself. Yet, as he looked around, he noticed the blend of admiration and disbelief on the faces of the elders and his fellow children. It was a mirror reflecting all the expectations he felt as if he were responsible for carrying on his shoulders. That he spotted Mr. Farouk approaching, his tall figure wavering through the atmosphere that buzzed with conversation. Malik straightened up, heart racing again. This was it. Would the man who had given him a chance see past the color of his skin and the doubt surrounding him? "Malik," Mr. Farouk began, voice steady. "Your presentation was intriguing. I think you have a unique gift." The businessman paused, searching Malik's eyes as if peering through the facade. "You understand more than just language, you understand culture." A surge of pride filled Malik's chest, intertwining with the pervasive fear he had been battling. "Thank you, sir," he managed to reply, still unsure where this conversation was headed. "I just wanted to show how communication can connect us." Mr. Farouk nodded, contemplative. "You are right. But it takes more than just talent, it takes persistence. Are you willing to learn and grow in ways that might stretch you?" Malik felt a spark igniting a blend of excitement and dread. "Yes, I am," he said, every ounce of determination weaving into his response. "Then how about we start a mentorship?" Mr. Farouk proposed. His voice was a mix of challenge and promise. "I want to see how far you can go." This offer was both thrilling and terrifying. Could he rise to the occasion? Could he navigate the world of the privileged and elite without losing himself? "I'd really like that," Malik replied, his voice shaking slightly but resonating with sincerity. As the crowd buzzed around them, Malik felt a tide of possibility rolling in. But beneath that wave of excitement, doubts began to pile up again. The world of wealth and privilege could swallow him whole. Malik stepped back and glanced at Tara, who was watching him with unwavering support. The future seemed painted both in vibrant colors and uncertain shadows. Would he be able to merge these two worlds, or would he ultimately lose his grounding? The potential was there, but so were the barriers. The next step would define not just his summer but his entire journey. What would he discover on this path? Would it be a chance for growth or merely another layer of struggle? As moments stretched on, Malik felt the weight of his journey ahead. Would he be brave enough to embrace what lay before him? Malik's mind raced as silent emotions battled within him. The walls of the venue felt like they were closing in, yet the chandeliers above flickered like bright stars, whispering the promise of new beginnings. He turned to Tara, her joyful smile igniting a warmth that pushed against the chill of doubt creeping back in. "You really think I can do this?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Of course. You're extraordinary, Malik," Tara responded, her eyes gleaming with sincerity. "This is just the beginning. You've got what it takes." He nodded, soaking in her encouragement but still grappling with the nagging voice that questioned his worth. The sound of laughter and conversation enveloped them like a thick fog. Malik absorbed the life around him, the people exchanging ideas, the excitement in their voices, and the palpable thrill of connections being made. It was intoxicating and terrifying all at once. Mr. Farouk took a step closer, breaking the spell and bringing Malik back to the conversation. "Let us not waste time." His tone shifted slightly, becoming more businesslike. "Meet me tomorrow at the cafe downtown. It's a place where ideas flow freely. We will talk about your vision, what you want to achieve." Malik blinked, the sudden nature of the invitation felt overwhelming. "Yes, of course," he said, trying to steady his thoughts. What time? Let's say 10 a.m. There's a lot we can cover. Mr. Farouk's eyes were serious, but there was also a flicker of something else, perhaps belief? Malik wasn't sure. With a quick nod, Farouk turned and melded back into the crowd. Malik felt the energy hovering around him shift. Questions bubbled beneath the surface. What if he didn't meet expectations? What if he stumbled? His heart raced as fear knotted in his stomach. Yet, just as quickly, he remembered Tara's conviction. He could tap into that belief, he thought, using it to fuel him through the uncertainty. Let's grab a bite, Tara suggested, pulling him toward the exit. Outside, the humid air clung to Malik's skin, but there was a refreshing breeze cutting through the summer heat. The streets were vibrant under the late afternoon sun, people bustling by with laughter ringing in the air, swapping stories like payment for the day gone by. As they made their way to a nearby food truck, Tara chattered about her own summer plans. I'm working at the community center, some kids' camp. I just hope I can make a difference. Malik smiled, knowing Tara's heart was bursting with the desire to help. You will, he reassured her. You always do. Enough about me. She replied, nudging him playfully. This is your moment. Once you mentor with Mr. Farouk, you'll be on your way. You know what they say, every great journey begins with a single step. Yeah, but what if I trip? He glanced at her, his mind racing to the image of falling flat in front of everyone. Tara's eyes softened. If you do, you'll get back up. Just like you always have. This is about growth. Remember, there's no such thing as failure if you learn from it. Her words sank into him, reaffirming his resolve. Malik felt ready. He would harness this opportunity, turning fear into motivation and doubt into fuel. As they studied the menu options, Malik's phone buzzed in his pocket. Pulling it out, he saw a message from Mr. Farouk. Remember, the right mindset is half the battle won. His heart thudded loudly in his chest, anxiety and excitement meshing into a potent force. Tomorrow would either be a step toward his dreams or ground zero of his fears. The choice was his, and that realization felt thrilling. Yet, as he bit into his food, savoring the moment with Tara, he couldn't shake off the question that echoed in his mind: what if tomorrow changes everything? Would it launch him toward his future or push him further into his doubts? Malik's night was a whirlwind of thoughts. Sleep eluded him as the shades of doubt danced sharply with his hopes. The clock ticked mercilessly, each minute echoing the pressure building in his chest. He rolled onto his side, staring at the ceiling, imagining tomorrow's meeting. Would Mr. Farouk really see the potential he had? The excitement mixed with fear gnawed at him, causing him to toss and turn. When dawn finally broke, the golden light rushed through the window. Malik sat up slowly, the impending day looming ahead of him. His phone buzzed with messages from Tara offering encouragement, each text a reminder of the support he had. You've got this, she said. Believe in yourself. The ritual of getting ready became both a comfort and a challenge. He wore his favorite shirt, a simple blue button-up that made him feel confident, but the mirror reflected a young man still searching for his footing. With a deep breath, he stepped out, the weight of his dreams pressing down on him. The cafe downtown was busy when he arrived, the aroma of coffee mingling with the chatter of patrons. He spotted Mr. Farouk seated in the corner, his presence commanding attention even when quiet. Malik's heart raced. This was his moment. Good morning, Malik, Mr. Farouk greeted, waving him over. He had an air of authority blended with an approachable demeanor. I'm glad you made it. Have a seat. Thank you for having me, Malik replied, settling in. His palms felt sweaty against the cool wood of the table. Let's start with your vision. What do you aim to achieve? Farouk leaned forward, his eyes keen and attentive, seeming to hang on every word. Malik fumbled for a moment, his thoughts tangled. I want to make a difference. I have ideas about connecting people through technology, maybe starting a community platform that promotes local talents and offers resources. His voice quivered slightly, but with each word, he felt the grip of fear begin to loosen. Farouk listened intently. Community is important. I can see you have passion behind this. But tell me, what drives that passion? Malik's heart fluttered, the truth spilling out before he could filter it. I grew up watching my parents struggle. My father worked hard to provide for us while my mother supported him in every way possible. I want to uplift others, to show them that opportunities exist, no matter where you come from. A warm smile spread across Farouk's face, and Malik felt a spark of encouragement. That's powerful, Malik. Your personal story reflects the tenacity that many people resonate with. For the next hour, they exchanged ideas that flowed like the coffee filling their cups. Malik's confidence surged as he spoke, the doubt that had haunted him began to fade in the face of this new connection. Mr. Farouk shared anecdotes about his own journey, emphasizing that mistakes were not the end but rather a stepping stone toward success. Yet, as the conversation deepened, Malik sensed a shift in the air. Farouk leaned back, contemplation written on his face. But, Malik, here's the reality. There will be challenges ahead. People may not believe in you. Are you prepared to handle that? A cool wave of anxiety washed over Malik, but alongside it, a flicker of determination ignited. I want to fight for my vision. I won't back down, he declared firmly, surprising even himself. Farouk nodded, a glimmer of respect in his eyes. Then we can work together. I see the potential, but your journey is just beginning. You must be ready for anything. As they finalized plans to collaborate, Malik felt a sense of hope blooming, something he hadn't quite felt before. Yet it was mingled with the realization that this was merely the first look into a much larger picture. The cafe was buzzing with energy, and as Malik stepped outside, he breathed in the air thick with possibilities. But still, doubts lingered like shadows in the corners of his mind. Would he truly be able to sustain this momentum? And as he walked down the sun-kissed streets, another question loomed: was he ready for the future that was starting to unfold, or was his past going to cling to him like a weight he couldn't shake? The sun hung high as Malik walked, each step filling him with both excitement and uncertainty. The world around him seemed alive with possibility, yet shadows of doubt threatened to dim that brightness. He recalled Farouk's words about challenges, about people who wouldn't believe in him. What if he stumbled? What if his dreams slipped through his fingers? Lost in thought, he didn't notice Tara approaching until she called out to him. Malik. Her voice broke through his spiral of worries like a burst of sunlight. Hey, Tara. He replied, forcing a smile. She was like a beacon, always radiating warmth and encouragement. I heard you had the meeting, she said, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. How did it go? Malik took a deep breath, the anticipation of sharing almost overwhelming. It was incredible. Mr. Farouk gets it. He understands my vision. Tara beamed, clapping her hands together in excitement. That's amazing. I knew you could do it. So, what's next? Well, we're going to work together. He believes in me, but it's a bit intimidating, you know? I feel like the stakes suddenly got higher. Malik ran a hand through his hair, glancing away as if afraid to let the vulnerability show. Intimidating is good, Malik, she said, tilting her head. It means you're onto something big. Just remember, everyone started somewhere. Believe in yourself the way you want everyone else to believe in you. Her words landed heavy in his chest. Would he ever truly believe it? He decided to shift the heavy conversation. Let us focus on something else. What about you? How's the art show coming along? Tara's face lit up dramatically. It's coming together. I've got a few new pieces that I think will blow people away. And guess what? People are actually interested in buying. Really? That's awesome, Tara. Malik's voice rose with sincere excitement. Her drive always inspired him. The two continued to chat, exchanging stories as they walked through the park, soaking in the afternoon sun. A fountain bubbled nearby, and laughter echoed from a group of children playing. For a moment, the weight of reality lifted, replaced by shared dreams and hopes, yet, as they turned down a quieter path, Malik's anxiety crept back. "Tara, do you ever worry about disappointing people? Like, what if I let Mr. Farouk down?" She paused to face him, her expression softening. "Every artist has that fear, Malik. It's the pressure that comes with pursuing something you care about. But it's also what makes success feel incredible. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'd never let you fall." Malik nodded, feeling the warmth of her support wash over him. "Thanks, Tara. It helps, really." But the moment faded into the background noise of his thoughts. That fear was still there, whispering insidiously. What if he failed? He felt a tightening in his stomach at the possibility. Later that evening, Malik sat at his desk, the remnants of the day dancing around him like dust in the sunlight. He flipped through his notes from the meeting, scribbled ideas popping out from the pages. They felt alive, waiting to be breathed into reality. But a gnawing voice echoed, "What do you know? Who do you think you are?" Pushed by that bitterness, he picked up a pen and began writing. "I am Malik. I have a dream." As he immersed himself in his thoughts, he suddenly stopped. There it was, a new spark of inspiration, a solution to the first hurdle he anticipated. It felt powerful, like a plea to harness his emotions and turn them into action. His phone buzzed again, reminding him of Tara. "I just want to show everyone there's another way," he murmured to himself. The weight he felt earlier began to lift. Those thoughts, those fears, they didn't have to anchor him. Just then, his phone rang, a video call from Farouk. Malik's heart raced. What was he going to say now? As he hesitated, balancing uncertainty and hope, he grasped the possibility this moment held. Was he about to step into a future that would define him? Taking a deep breath, he answered. But what lay ahead would challenge everything he thought he knew about himself. What if the conversation flipped the very narrative he had believed in for so long? Malik's heart raced as Farouk's familiar face filled the screen, his expression unreadable. "Good to see you, Malik," Farouk said, his voice steady, as if rehearsed. "I wanted to talk about our collaboration." Malik swallowed hard. "Thank you for calling, Mr. Farouk. I'm excited to get started." "Excitement is good, but I need to know about your commitment," Farouk responded, leaning forward. "This project demands more than just passion. It will require sacrifice." Malik's stomach tightened. "I'm ready to put in the work. I've been brainstorming ideas since our meeting." He glanced at his notes, words swirling before him like a storm. "You need a clear vision, Malik," Farouk said. "What are you willing to give up to make this happen? Your free time? Your social life?" The question hung in the air, heavy and foreboding. What had he envisioned? Abdullah was already at the edges of his mind, reminding him of the sacrifices they had made to get to this point. Every hour spent dreaming was one less hour spent by his mother's side, one less hour providing her with the comfort she deserved. Malik hesitated, taking in Farouk's piercing gaze. "I can manage my time. I'll make it all work." "Good. But remember, managing your time means saying no, learning to prioritize." Farouk paused, his voice softening. "I've seen talent wasted because of distractions. Don't let yours be one of them." Malik nodded, still feeling the weight of expectations pressing down. "I understand. Then let us make that vision concrete. Prepare a presentation for next week. Your ideas should reflect your uniqueness. You have something to say, and now's the time to prove it." The urgency in Farouk's tone sent a thrill through Malik. This was his chance. But doubt crept in again, whispering about past failures. "I will do it," Malik said firmly, more to convince himself than Farouk. Good. Farouk smiled slightly, but the warmth didn't quite reach his eyes. Remember, Malik. This is a journey that shapes not just your career but who you are. Embrace it. As the call ended, Malik leaned back in his chair and let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. The spark from earlier had ignited again, but instead of fear, it was mixed with determination. What if this was Malik's time? What if he carved out a space for his voice in a world too loud with others? Tara's words echoed in his mind, urging him to believe in himself. He opened up his notebook and glanced at his earlier note. I am Malik. I have a dream. His heart raced as new ideas flooded his mind. He began jotting down concepts driven by his experiences, his identity, and the influence of both Tara and Farouk. This was the opportunity to create something raw and authentic. But as he scribbled, a nagging thought returned: had he truly grasped the depth of what was at stake? The buzzing of his phone startled him again. It was Tara. How did the call go? What did he say? He hesitated, the excitement bubbling beneath the surface, but he wanted to share everything, every detail, every doubt, too. This wasn't just about him. It encompassed their friendship, a partnership built on shared dreams and fears. Can we meet? He texted back quickly. I have a lot to talk about. As he set his phone down, Malik felt a rush of adrenaline. What if this was the beginning of everything he wanted? The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over his room, filling him with hope. But a little voice whispered the truth: this was only the start. Could he withstand the challenges ahead? Would he rise to the occasion or falter? On his desk, the blank pages awaited. They'd soon tell the story of his journey. But what if he stumbled before he even began? Would that voice of doubt win? Malik's heart pounded. As he prepared to fight for his dreams, he knew the road would be anything but smooth. Would the vision he crafted hold up under the weight of expectations, or would it crack and crumble like fragile glass? The next day, sunlight filled Malik's room, painting everything in hues of gold. The warmth against his skin felt comforting, yet it also reminded him of the chill of uncertainty in his heart. Today would be pivotal. Today would be when he began crafting something true to himself. His phone buzzed, and it was a reminder from Tara: can't wait to hear all about it. Let us meet at our usual spot. The excitement in her text ignited something within him, a need to share this moment, even the fears that lurked in his mind. He texted back instantly: see you in an hour. Can't wait. As Malik prepared to leave, he gathered his project notes, a chaotic mixture of ideas, sketches, and quotes that felt part dream, part madness. Each page whispered its own hopes and fears. They were remnants of late-night thinking and early morning inspiration. They felt sacred. When he arrived at the cafe, Tara was already seated at their usual corner table, her fingers tapping rhythmically on the table. Her smile was bright, radiating warmth and familiarity that wrapped around him like a hug. You look nervous, she said playfully, her eyes twinkling. Maybe I am, Malik admitted, sitting down across from her. I had a talk with Farouk, and wow, it's intense. He wants a concrete presentation by next week. Tara's expression shifted, reflecting both encouragement and concern. And how do you feel about that? I feel a mix of excitement and fear. It's a chance to show who I am, but what if I flop? What if it's not enough? His hands fidgeted with the edges of his notes, his heart thumping loud in his chest. Listen, Malik, Tara said firmly, you've worked for this. You've been dreaming about it. Remember how we talked about our passions being more than just ideas? This is your moment. Just be you. He sighed, feeling the weight of her words. You're right. I just want to make something that resonates, something real. Then do it. Draw from your life and experience. What you bring to the table is valuable. Tara leaned in, emphasizing her point. Don't aim to please everyone, just be genuine. That will connect with people. Malik's heart lightened, but doubt still nagged at him. What if they don't get it? What if Farouk thinks it's too rough around the edges? Then that's his problem. Tara laughed softly, a sound that chased away some lingering anxiety. You're not looking for perfect, just honesty. Your voice is unique, embrace that. As they chatted, something inside Malik continued to shift. After a while, he pulled out his notes and laid them on the table. I want to share some ideas with you. Maybe you can help me shape them? Tara leaned in, eyes sparkling with interest. Each concept he shared awakened something within him, a bubbling enthusiasm, as if he was rediscovering parts of himself he had tucked away. Their conversation flowed seamlessly, as ideas bounced back and forth. But amidst the flicker of newfound hope, a shadow of worry still lurked. What if the next step was too big? What if he stumbled? He glanced at Tara, who was happily scribbling notes, her focus unwavering. Her presence reassured him. No matter what happens with the presentation, I can't forget who I am. I will hold on to that. Just as Malik began to feel a sense of control returning, his phone buzzed again. A message from Farouk read, "Are you ready for a deeper discussion soon? Let me know if you'd like to brainstorm together." Malik stared at the screen, a whirlwind of thoughts swirling in his head. Was he prepared to dive even deeper? Could he face the scrutiny that would come with someone like Farouk helping shape his vision? With Tara's eager eyes on him, Malik felt both exhilaration and dread. The moment felt weighty. Would he take this chance, or back down in fear? Taking a deep breath, he looked back at Tara. Maybe this is it. I think I'm ready to really commit. But before he could say more, another message popped up, this one unexpected, and it sent a shiver down his spine. Remember what we discussed? I know a lot more than you think. Malik's heart raced as he read the message again, each word sinking deeper into his mind. The atmosphere in the cafe suddenly felt heavy, as if the air itself was charged with electricity. Tara noticed his sudden stillness. Is everything okay? She leaned closer, concern etching across her face. Ignoring her question for a moment, Malik's thoughts spiraled. Who was this person, and what did they know? The message felt like a dark cloud looming over him, threatening to obscure the sunlight he had just started to embrace. I just got another text. It's from someone I didn't expect, he replied, his voice a mix of tension and curiosity. They said they know more than I think. It's kind of unsettling. Do you know who it is? Tara asked, her brow furrowing. She reached out and touched his hand, grounding him in the moment. No, but it feels personal. He looked into her eyes, searching for some clarity. It's like they're threatening to expose something, but I don't even know what. Tara squeezed his hand, her warmth a stark counter to the chill creeping up his spine. You've had so much on your plate, Malik. Maybe it's someone trying to pull you down because they see you rising. You're on the verge of something big. His fingers trembled, and he pulled his hand back to run through his hair. True, but what if they're right? What if I'm not good enough? What if my past catches up with me? Your past doesn't define you, she said firmly. You're more than where you came from or the struggles you've faced. You have a voice that deserves to be heard. Malik appreciated her words, but doubt gnawed at him. The thought of revealing his truth was terrifying, especially if there was a chance that others would judge him based on the whispers of his past. Maybe I should just ignore it, he said quietly, his eyes dropping to the table. No good can come from engaging with whatever game they're trying to play. But even as he said it, an unsettling feeling settled in his stomach. Ignoring it felt wrong. Something inside him pushed back, urging him to confront whatever was lurking in the shadows. Or, Tara interjected, her voice steady and soothing, you could take control of the narrative. You have the chance to tell your story on your terms. Don't let someone else dictate your truth. Her perspective lit a spark of courage. Malik realized he stood at a crossroad. He could either retreat into the safety of fear or step boldly into the light, owning his journey. He inhaled deeply, weighing his options. "I think you're right," he said, determination sparking in his voice. "I need to face this before it consumes me. If they know something, I have to be the one to tell my story first." As he spoke, his grip on the notes loosened, and he felt clarity settling in. The fear still hovered, but it was now tinged with the kind of excitement he hadn't anticipated. He glanced at Tara, who was watching him with a mix of pride and support. "Then let us figure this out together," she said brightly. "Let us prepare for your meeting with Farouk and come up with a plan. When you put your ideas out there, let them shine. You're not alone in this." With a new resolve forming within him, Malik nodded. The weight of the unexpected message lingered, but beneath it all, he felt a wave of exhilaration wash over him as well. He wasn't just standing on the edge anymore, he was ready to leap. They spent the next hour scribbling notes and sketching out ideas, laughter and creativity flowing between them. For every moment of anxiety, there was an equal burst of inspiration. But amidst the brainstorming, that initial feeling of unease still lingered. Who else might try to pull at the threads of his life? Just as they were wrapping up their session, Malik's phone buzzed again. The screen lit up with another message that sent a pang of apprehension through him. "You don't know the whole story, Malik. Be careful who you trust." As the words settled in, Malik's throat tightened. What was about to unravel? With a mix of dread and determination, he turned to Tara, ready to face whatever this journey would bring next. Malik stared at his phone, his mind racing faster than his heart. The cafe around him faded into a blur as the words echoing in his head felt like an alarm bell. "Be careful who you trust." The message loomed like a shadowy figure in a dream, one that wouldn't let him wake up. Tara must have sensed his shift. She leaned in, her eyes filled with concern. "What does it say?" He hesitated, torn between keeping his fears to himself or sharing them with the one person who believed in him. "It's another text. Someone's warning me. They say I don't know the whole story." The corners of her mouth pressed into a line. "That's unnerving. Do you have any idea who might be behind this?" "I don't know," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "But it feels like they're trying to rattle me, like they have something over me." "Maybe it's a bluff," Tara said, her hand brushing reassuringly against his. "Maybe they want to see you scared. You're already strong, Malik. Whatever they think they know, it shouldn't matter." But doubt sifted through him like grains of sand, each moment making the statement seem more real. His past was like a lifeline, and here, its frayed edges were being tugged at. Would someone really threaten to unveil it? "Maybe I should talk to Farouk," he suggested, uncertainty flooding back in. "He is the one I need to impress, right? I can't afford to be distracted by some shadowy threat." "True," she replied, her brow furrowing. "But don't brush this aside. Take it seriously." A determined light sparked in her eyes. "Ask Farouk for advice. You're stronger than this." With a deep breath, Malik nodded. He had come too far to let fear dictate his path. Just then, his stomach growled loudly, breaking the tension between them. A small laugh escaped Tara's lips, lightening the atmosphere. "Maybe we could fuel this courage of yours with some food?" "Yeah," Malik chuckled, the weight on his shoulders loosening just a bit. "Some good food might work wonders." As they stepped outside, the air felt different, brisk and alive. He was still fearful, but there was excitement fluttering beneath it too. They wandered toward a small restaurant down the street, the aroma of spices wafting in the air. Sitting across from one another, they dove into conversation about Malik's plans. With each word, he felt the flicker of something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. After finishing their meals, Tara leaned back, a playful smile dancing on her lips. "So, tell me, which languages are you going to wow Farouk with next?" He laughed, the heaviness beginning to ease. "I'd say Arabic is a must, you know," to impress him about his own culture? Now you're thinking. Tara said, her enthusiasm contagious. You've got what it takes. Just remember, the only story that matters is yours. But as they rose to leave, Malik's phone vibrated again. The anticipation tightened his chest. Tara raised an eyebrow, the thrill of the unknown evident in her gaze. Slowly, he glanced at the screen. Another message. You're running out of time, Malik. Remember, the truth is a double-edged sword. Panic gripped him, and yet curiosity burned within. What truth were they talking about? Was there something he was missing? He looked at Tara, who seemed to sense the escalating tension. What now? She asked, her voice steady yet laced with concern. Malik took a deep breath, ready to confront the shadows hiding in his past. I think it's time to find out. But what was waiting for him as he stepped forward? What truth would shift everything he thought he knew? Malik felt like he was standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind howling around him. The unknown loomed ahead, each message amplifying an impending sense of urgency. He glanced at Tara, her unwavering support grounding him. I have to face this, he said, determination etched into every word. I can't let fear dictate my journey. Let us dive deeper together, Tara said, all fire and conviction. We'll figure this out. The two made their way to a quiet spot in the park. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the ground as they settled onto a bench. Malik's heart raced with the weight of the unknown. What do you want to do? Tara asked. Her voice was calm, reassuring. He took a deep breath, piecing together the best course. I need to talk to Mr. Farouk. Maybe he can help me unravel this. But I also want to research who could be behind these texts. Smart thinking. You can't just react, you have to be proactive, Tara encouraged. Malik felt the flicker of hope spark within him. Right. It's my story to tell. I won't be a victim of someone else's narrative. As they planned their next steps, each decision felt like a brick laid on a path toward empowerment. Malik pulled out his phone, ready to text Farouk for a meeting, but halting at the last moment. What if he worried Farouk? No. Farouk had already seen his determination, and now it was time to capitalize on it. Tara, I'm going to take control of my narrative, Malik declared, his eyes shining. I want to prepare a presentation, not just for Farouk but for myself. I need to own my journey. 2 days went by in a whirlwind of preparations. Each moment was filled with panic and exhilaration. Malik tirelessly jotted down his ideas, weaving together his passion for languages and culture with the challenges he faced. Late nights were spent perfecting his presentation, balancing his fears with reminders of his strength. Tara was there every step of the way, cheering him on and helping him refine his thoughts. Then, the morning of the meeting arrived. As Malik prepared, he felt the flutter of butterflies in his stomach. He adjusted his blue button-up, looking in the mirror. You've got this, Malik, he whispered, summoning every ounce of strength he had developed over this journey. The cafe was buzzing with activity as he approached Farouk's table. With a confident step, he greeted the businessman. Good morning, Mr. Farouk. Ready to impress me? Farouk smiled, a twinkle of belief in his eyes. It immediately set Malik at ease. More than you know, Malik responded, his voice steady, with every word he spoke about his vision, his desire to unite communities through language and technology. Malik felt the shackles of doubt fall away. He shared his story, it was filled with warmth, promise, and authenticity. As he wrapped up, he felt a buzz ripple through the cafe. Customers had leaned in, captivated by his presence. Malik, this is powerful. Farouk exclaimed, pride shining through his words. Your vision is exactly what we need. In that moment, the clouds of uncertainty began to clear. Yet fatigue washed over him, and he remembered the shadowy threat lurking behind him. Before I go further, there is something I must confront, Malik added. Someone's reached out to me, trying to expose my past. Then we need to tackle it together, Farouk said, nodding resolutely. You're not alone in this. Let us shed light where there is darkness. Malik felt a surge of gratitude. For the first time, he wasn't just navigating the waters alone. Over the next few days, with Tara's unwavering support and Farouk's mentorship, Malik began to piece together his past. They dug deep into his family's history, ensuring he had a firm grip on the narrative he wanted to share. His journey became less about fleeing from his past and more about embracing it, about owning all the challenges he had overcome. As he stood before the audience at a community event days later, nerves surged through him, but they were coupled with excitement. Malik took the microphone, prepared to unveil not just his vision but the full depth of his story. I stand before you as a boy who grew up in the shadows, colored by obstacles. But those challenges fueled a fire within me, a dream to connect with people, to grow beyond what I once believed I could achieve. The audience fell silent, their attention fixed on him. There, under the bright lights, Malik felt the warmth of acceptance wash over him. He continued, weaving his tale of resilience and promise, painting the picture of a future intertwined with his community. As the applause erupted, it echoed like a chorus of belief and unity. The murmurs of admiration swayed like a current, pulling everyone into the realization of what he had accomplished. In that moment, all doubt faded into the background. Malik had not just embraced his past, he had transformed it into a powerful narrative of hope and strength. And as he scanned the crowd, he saw Tara beaming, her eyes shining with pride, and Mr. Farouk nodding, a proud smile on his face. They understood that Malik wasn't just a success story. He was a testament to the power of belief, resilience, and community. Malik emerged from that experience with a heart full of gratitude, a voice strengthened by truth, and a future he was ready to seize. Every dream was now a tangible possibility. This was not just the end of one chapter, it was the beginning of countless new stories yet to unfold. You need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm, and comment your reactions and feelings about Malik's incredible journey. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait not even one more second to share.